I think there's a tremendous opportunity. We often refer to it as a supply chain, and that's essentially what it is. From the time it's created with an idea, perhaps in the labs at the University of Maine, maybe it's a composite material, perhaps it's building the blades here in the state of Maine rather than in Europe or Asia. All of that speaks to the opportunity of manufacturing that's really positions us well for the future.
Maine has some very difficult energy issues when we look at the future for the state. We're one of the most heavily reliant on fossil fuels, but we have this great abundant natural resource of wind power here. And because of that resource, and also because of our location near population centers in the northeast of both America and also Canada, we're in a perfect place to start a new industry that creates new manufacturing, new services, new economic opportunities for the state.
Right now I've got 2 guys up in the tower and I'm the down tower watch. They're replacing a hat store inside the nose cone. I grew up in Millinocket, about 40 miles west of here. Worked in a paper mill for 27 years. Paper mill went bankrupt. I went back to school, got a degree. My service area manager called me up and offered me a job up in Maine. Said some turbines are going up in Maine. Would you like to move? What he actually said to me was, I've found people from Maine like to go back to Maine if they can. And I said, yes, in my case, that's true. And I jumped at the chance. I came back to Maine, and I'm 40 miles from where I was born, and I'm an older guy. These are younger guys. They're coming out of school. They were looking at a bleak economy. They applied. They got really good jobs.
Working here has allowed me the opportunity to move back into the area. I grew up in Ashland, which is about 40 miles from here. At first, there wasn't the technical expertise here, so they had to bring in people from away to fill these jobs, but then, we were able to train up the local workforce, and now 8 of the 9 people who work here are all local, all grew up within, 40 miles of this place.
Well, at this point, the students have been going out for internships the last couple of summers. The first graduating class will be May of 2011, and there's been a lot of discussion with prospective employers and with the students. One of the items behind me is a small wind tunnel that the students can calculate swept area for a turbine, set a wind speed, calculate what they'd have for output, and be able to look at efficiencies and what they would get. There's also some rigging equipment, gantries, so the students can learn how to go through and safely rig up components that need to be taken up tower, whether it's an internal hoist or working with large cranes.
For decades, universities are sources of new ideas, new creation, new opportunity. A school like the University of Maine, which has a very strong engineering program, provides great opportunities for students to be involved in cutting-edge activity. Especially in this economy right now, there's a lot of concerns from folks going to school that there won't be a job when they graduate, and many kids in Maine, there won't be a job in Maine. It's clear that there are areas here where there is growth, there is opportunity.
And the excitement after the talks that you see from the students, everybody wants to be involved. The next generation understands that we need alternatives to fossil fuels. We need to become energy independent. And here's a great opportunity for us. Wind exists in Maine to do that, both on land and offshore.
The Wind Blade Challenge, we're in our 3rd year of running that. High school teams enter a design competition where they design and fabricate using composite materials, scale model wind blades. They come to the University of Maine in the spring. They have to do a presentation on their whole design process, and then we put them on a generator and we spin them against the wind, and whoever's got the best deal wins.
When you put that wind blade on the test stand and the fan first goes on, everybody in a crowd, and there's usually about 400 people who attend the event, everybody in the crowd comes and gathers around, and there's even a breath-holding period where you can hear everybody pause and wait and see what's going to happen. And then when the wind blade starts to take off, there's lots of cheers and excitement that goes around, and you can see just great pride in the students when they see their accomplishment and how they've worked with these projects.
And I talk to a lot of people, high school kids, and I say, if you want to work in wind, go get a degree at EMCC or Northern Maine.
have an education out of the University of Maine in Orono in the geological sciences.
Born and raised in Maine, went to the University of Maine, studied construction management, engineering.
I went to Orono and got my engineering degree down at University of Maine at Orono.
You know, it pays good, the benefits are good. For me, it's been a real godsend.
We've more than doubled the size of our company. We've continued to hire new employees. We've hired some smart young engineers from the University of Maine who've done a great job, and they all want to work on the wind projects because they're exciting. They're part of the solution, not part of the problem, and it's the energy future is what we have to deal with.
We've historically been a state that's provided products such as shoes, paper, and timber to the rest of the world. In this particular case, we have the opportunity to provide electricity, but also technology. Continue to develop that technology and be a leader in that technology and sell that technology and expertise worldwide.
We can really carve out for Maine a very significant role in the energy industry, and I think that there's great potential, but in order to maximize it, Maine can't let grass grow under our feet. We need to move forward.